Hi, as a new photographer, I'm always looking for places to go to practice and learn. And after a while, you've been to all the same places and it just gets so boring. Well, I found a few places that are really good to go to that aren't the norm. And I thought I'd show them to you. I've done some little videos. Um, Now, these are all taken today at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's definitely sun in the west. And to be honest, it was a really good time to go. So, first one off the cab off the rank is the Botanic Gardens in Coffs Harbour. However, there's a variation on this. Let's have a look. Just a reminder that that's when it closes, and they will lock the gates behind you. So, this is the pond that you find as soon as you walk in the door. Now, normally they do have a fountain going in there, but because it was unattended, they turned the fountain off. So that's the pond from a different perspective, from the back, not from the front, full of fish. And sadly, the sacred lotuses, which is what all those big leaves are, have finished. They were absolutely gorgeous. So don't forget that pond. Really good for any long exposures where you want to get that milky water with the fountain. And there's quite a few of these in here. So we're trudging along, and we're going to take you to a waterfall, a little man-made waterfall, but it's somewhere where you can go and again practice your long exposures using your ND filters and of course your tripods. Remember to bring those so you can get some milky water shots, which you don't quite often get a lot of chance to do. And of course, with the way fuel is, and the purpose of these short videos is to show you that you can get some decent photos without having to drive too far. So this is their relatively new facility. It's their glass house or their hothouse. Now, at this time of year, pretty much the entire gardens is devoid of any flowering. Lots of green, but no flowers. But this hothouse, this is a controlled environment, humidity controlled, as well as temperature. And normally it's just an absolute sea. They've got some beautiful orchids that are usually hanging on the wall, and you can usually get some really pretty shots. And this is open all the time. You can just open the door. You don't need to panic. A lot of people won't go in there because they think it's a private thing. It's not. Now, there is another hothouse off to the side, which is an extremely human thing. So once you've left there, follow this pathway. It's going to take us to a little waterfall. Now, we're heading towards the Japanese gardens, but we're going in through the back way, much quicker. So you go towards the hothouse and then follow the little path through. So there'll be a little bridge, and then off to the right of the bridge is a tiny little waterfall. But it gives you enough to work with to be able to, again, play around with your long exposures. Now you can see how low the sun is in the sky. Coming from the back, obviously my back is to the west. Well, look, that's quite pretty, but again, perspectives. Have a look at it from a different angle, which is what we're about to do. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it. Again, it's the time of day where the light's coming from. Let's face it, that's what we're doing. We're chasing light, aren't we? Okay, pretty shot. You could do lots with that. Here's the other side. And that's beautiful. Nice long exposure. Vignette round a little bit. You get something nice out of that. You could leave the bench in place. Or take it out, of course. Beautiful. So heading back, I just cut straight across the green. Very pretty. So the second one, obviously I've got a fixation with water, because in fact every single one of these has got water in it, is of all places, the link used to be the garden nursery heading towards Tormenus Hotel. On the right-hand side, as you've come down Hogbin Drive, turn right into the link, and you'll come to the building there. Now, in the link is also a cafe to the back, which is still there, called Donovan's. He does really good breakfasts and lunches, and the coffee's great. So, nice place to come down. Again, bring your tripod, bring your ND filters. This is again at the same time in the afternoon, slightly earlier, I must admit. Donovan's is to your right, but follow this pathway. And they've got a man-made pond. It's always been there, of course, but they've put a lot of effort into maintaining it and beautifying it, and it's really pretty. Normally it's got 3 large, high-volume water spouts, if you like, coming up. There was only one going today. Beautiful lilies. Normally that's just a sea of flowers in there. Lots of birds, ducks of course mainly, and they're as bold as brass. They're not the least bit worried about us humans. And it's just a pretty place. You can wander up to a deck area, which we're about to do. I mean, these guys don't care. They're pretty chill. So wander up the pathway to the decking. And it's quite okay to do this, by the way. You could go and get a takeaway over at Donovan's, or you could sit at Donovan's and just watch all of this. And normally there's lots of lilies and flowers in that bottom corner as well. None there at the moment, of course. But it's just really pretty. You can see lots of semi-reflections of the trees on the water. You may want to bring a CPL and flatten those out or leave them there. I think they look great. But that's just another place that you could wander off to. Now, you can really make that look nice in a slow exposure. I've done that. Looks good. So there's Donovan's, the cafe. So I would thoroughly recommend wandering into there. You wouldn't think of doing it. It's just pretty. Now the next one is, the jetty. Taking photos of the jetty is, you can only do that so many times as well. It's kind of like taking pictures of the moon. However, the South Island, or Gallows, doesn't often get a look in. We all focus on Muttonbird Island, but we never bother with the other one. Now this one does involve a little bit of sure footing, because we're going to do a little bit of climbing up a hill, not too high. It's certainly by no means like climbing Muttonbird, but it's not pretty. But once you get up there, you can get some photos of the harbour and the jetty that you wouldn't normally get. And that's what this is all about, looking for photos of different perspectives. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to wander up there. Now you can walk right to the top and the view is gorgeous, but we're only going to go halfway. If you're feeling energetic, you continue on. I would warn you that if you're not terribly sure-footed, I probably wouldn't recommend this. These are all, we're going to be climbing on loose rocks, and you have to be have your wits about you. The incline isn't that bad, it's just the surface is quite loose. Yeah, lots of that. We're nearly there. There's a landing. And from this platform, you can walk to the edge, but be careful. There's no guardrails. This is not tourist friendly, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you could walk on further up there if you wanted to, and then you can actually go down the other side, kind of like Muttonbird, and you can get some beautiful shots. But gallows from slightly higher up, and of course you could walk over to that edge and see the rocks down below and so on. It's very pretty. But here's a perspective of Coffs Harbour that you don't often see from the other side. Beautiful pano shots from here. Of course, this is just using my iPhone, and that's a 24mm perspective. Got a decent lens, you can get some nice close shots as well. But this one kind of lends itself to doing some wide angle, I think. Again, time of day, 3:30 in the afternoon. You can see the sun is definitely westifying. Now, the walk down feels more perilous than the walk up. So again, if you're not terribly sure-footed, I wouldn't recommend this one. Just be careful, but it's worth it, I think. Very good. And lastly, now this place fascinated me when I was told about it. It's in Taormina. It's off Linden Avenue. And the story goes that when the area was originally farmland, the farmer had a big pond, a big dam that became the home to a lot of water birds and lots of bird life, and he was very protective of it. And a deal was made when his land was sold for development that has then created Taormina, basically, that the dam had to remain. So they had to build around it, and that's exactly what they did. We had floods since then, and his dam got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's actually a full-blown lake in the middle of Taormina. It's bizarre. So I'll pause the video. I'm about to turn the corner. So Linden Avenue. Bushlark Close, off Linden Avenue. So the Linden Avenue shops are down the street away. Bushlark Close, off Linden Avenue. Number 18 on the right hand side. Just if you're putting it into your sat nav, put in number 18 Bushlark Close, and it will pull you right up out the front of what is a very well maintained pathway. Now this is Crown land, this is not privately owned, and it's a little hidden secret that the locals know, of course, but it just stuns me every time I see it in the middle of suburbia. Well-maintained pathways. Further along there are park benches and all sorts of things. Again, same time in the afternoon, about 3:30, between 3 and 3:30. So that westerly aspect is lighting it up nicely. To be honest, it's pretty boring in the middle of the day. So look at that, that's insane, and it's massive, and it is a home to lots and lots of birds, waterfowl. It's the first time I've ever seen ibis in their natural environment. pure lily white, spotlessly clean ibis living in this mangalated huge tree. Now, I've walked up the path further along and I'm going to turn left. This is Crown land. Yet these homeowners' properties back onto it. It's quite okay to come along here. Be aware that they are fiercely protective of this area. So you may find somebody will come out just to check you out. If they see you with a camera and a lens, of course, they're happy. But they don't try and shoo you on, but they are protective of this strip of land. And if you walk right up the other end, there are benches that you can sit on and so on. And it does go for a fair way on. I only went up about halfway, to be honest. There's just birds everywhere. Probably not the most exciting. Now that tree is normally filled with ibis. It's just like a sea of white. And they're not bin chicken ibises. These are pure white, spotlessly clean. Definitely not street foragers. It goes forever. It's just phenomenal. And you can see the beautiful reflections we're getting off that water because the water is nice and still. There's some good shots to be had in there. Thoroughly recommend it. And it's just so pleasant to just sit there, nice and quiet. It's called the Tormina Duck Pond, and I love it. Anyway, that's enough of a rant for me. Just some ideas of things you can do when you're starting out. Of course, you end up looking for things to photograph and looking for places to go, and you want to try out your ND filters and do your long exposures and all of that sort of stuff. And there are only so many times you can take a photo of the jetty, if you know what I mean. And so if that's useful, I'm glad. See you later.